My eyes were riveted on Mary Lou Retton as she stood alone, silently preparing herself for that one vault, that single moment in time after 1,200 days of preparation. It was her specialty among all the gymnastic compulsories at the Olympic Games in Los Angeles. The pressure was incredible. I was an observer, and I caught myself wringing my hands and holding my breath, as if I were the one about to put it all on the line. Here was a West Virginia teenager who needed a 9.95, a near-perfect score, on this one vault to tie the Romanian champion for the gold medal. Are you kidding? Everyone knew the regimen and discipline of the Eastern Bloc gymnastic training program. From kindergarten through high school, it is 8 hours of practice every day of the week. Just being in contention for any medal was more than our American gymnasts had ever hoped for in previous Olympiads. And with nearly 1 billion spectators watching via satellite TV, and with her parents sitting close by in the stands, what could we expect from young Mary Lou? What must she be feeling and thinking and saying to herself as she stood there in her red, white, and blue bodysuit, just before she raised her hand to signal to the judges that she was ready to run? What about her self-talk? Were her thoughts laced with fear and doubt? Did she tell herself over and over what mistakes not to make? Did she caution and chastise herself, reminding herself not to land with a stutter step as she hit the mat? Did she say, "Come on, Mary Lou, don't tighten up and blow it"? Or, "Try not to think about the loud music coming from the floor exercise across the arena. Try not to hear the clapping and cheering of the crowd as someone else finishes her balancing beam routine"? Did she say, "Don't panic, don't choke, maybe a silver or a bronze isn't so bad, and there's always the next Olympic Games if I lose"? Did she wish her folks weren't there and say, "Well, here goes nothing"? From listening to her coach and her in interviews afterward, my theories and hunches were confirmed. What Mary Lou Retton apparently did was let the inner winner take over. As she stood before the eyes of the world, she went into automatic reflex action, and I'll wager that she talked to herself in a very deliberate and special way. This is the way we recall Mary Lou talking to herself at that moment just before her most important competition. "Relax now. This is the one. That's it. Concentrate. Nail it. Just like drill. Speed, power, explode, extend, rotate, and plant. Need a 10? Got a 10. This one's for you, Mom. Feeling strong now. When the pressure's on, I always do my best. Let's go." And go she did. The rest is history. Need a 10? Got a 10. When the mind talks, the body listens. I've become a great believer in the power of self-talk. After 20 years of research in the field of high-level human achievement, I'm convinced that we literally talk ourselves into and out of every victory or defeat in the game of life. The consistent winners I know and have observed in every profession have a calm assurance about them because they're well prepared for world-class excellence. They've acquired the knowledge, learned the skills, and internalized the application of those skills to the point that winning has become a habit pattern, like driving a car or brushing their teeth. They have mentally rehearsed the act of winning before it ever happens. Not only do they practice and simulate relentlessly on the job, but they also behave like winners outside the arena, imagining with words, images, and feelings the roles they want to play and the goals they want to achieve. There's something very awesome about the power of suggestion, and there's nothing more awesome than the power of your own suggestion on your own life. In the case of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher of England, her self-talk at age 21, living in a small apartment over her father's grocery store, was, "I can see myself leading England back to self-reliance." For Robert Redford and Meryl Streep, it was fantasies of becoming the best they could be in careers on the stage or maybe in motion pictures. For Steve Cawthon, the American boy wonder jockey, who has gone on to become England's top horseman, it was thoughts of winning the Triple Crown at the age of 9, while baling hay on his father's farm. For Althea Gibson, as a young girl in the back streets of Harlem, it was self-talk of becoming the first black tennis champion on the front courts of Wimbledon. For Neil Armstrong at age 12, it was thoughts of doing something really important in aviation. For young Stevie Wonder, it was self-talk about lighting up everyone else's world with the sound of his music. For Grandma Moses, it was self-talk about beginning to paint in oils seriously for the first time at the age of 75. To Sally Ride, it was the forecast of becoming the first woman astronaut. Pete Rose's dominant self-talk, I'm getting a base hit this time. And Abe Lincoln always said, defeat is a temporary postponement of victory. George Burns, the indomitable actor-showman, said on the occasion of his 90th birthday, I can't die, I'm booked. And of course, to Mary Lou Retton, it was, need a 10, got a 10. There's a direct relationship between self-talk, simulation, and actual performance. From 1980 through the Olympic Games back in 1984, while I was serving as a member of the United States Olympic Committee Sports Medicine Council, I participated in studies which demonstrated that when a person imagines running a race, for example, small but measurable amounts of contraction take place in the muscles associated with running. The same pathways in the brain are stimulated by imagined running as by actual running. And this holds true with any other physical or mental activity. What I had experienced as a pilot about simulation and real flying had been confirmed in the Coliseum by Olympic athletes. When a person holds a vivid, fearful picture in his or her imagination, the body responds through the autonomic nervous system with a feeling of uneasiness, upset stomach, elevated pulse and blood pressure, sweating and dryness of the mouth. Conversely, when an individual holds a pleasant, relaxing image in his or her mind, the body responds with a lowered heart rate, decreased blood pressure, and relaxed muscles. What the mind dwells upon, the body acts upon. Always remember that. What the mind dwells upon, the body acts upon. You may remember seeing or hearing about the great Russian sprinter, Valery Borzov, who won 2 gold medals in the 100 and 200-meter track events in the 1972 Olympic Games in Munich. Listen to this direct quote from Borzov as he described his mental state at the start of the 100-meter final. As I placed my feet against the starting blocks, I began to run the race in my mind. The spectators, naturally, could not know this. They only saw me, Borzov, walk slowly to the starting line, carefully place my feet against the starting blocks, and freeze in that pose until the command, get set. Mentally, though, I was somewhat ahead of that. I was already running. By learning to draw a mental picture of the race while I was still at the starting line, I was able to respond to the starting gun with split-second speed, and when the shot was fired, my inner robot, programmed to get me out of the motionless state, switched on and took over. Interesting, isn't it? Valery Borzov was not born to run. He learned to run. With short, stocky legs, Borzov was considered a long shot by his Soviet coaches to ever be a world-class contender. But he developed that special edge. He understood and practiced the formula of the inner winner. Napoleon Hill put it this way in his classic book, Think and Grow Rich. That which the mind can conceive and believe can be achieved. The inner winner formula simply puts it in other words. Imagination plus internalization equals realization. Every advertising agency, every TV commercial producer, every psychiatrist, every political strategist, every teacher, and every coach knows firsthand the truth of that formula. Imagination plus internalization equals realization. The vividly repeated message determines the buy decision, whether it is a product, a song, a performance, or a lifestyle. Whether we realize it or not, Each of us carries in our minds an inner winner or inner loser tape cassette. It's a continuous loop expandable but non-erasable tape containing by the time we're 30 years of age about 3 trillion messages about ourselves and our world. This inner cassette may not be consciously recognizable, but it's there in each of us. This self-image record has been taped by our own beliefs and thoughts about ourselves. It records images of what we see and what other people say. More importantly, it records our own self-talk minute to minute. Many people have scripted themselves as inadequate. The early messages recorded on their inner cassettes say, "I can't do things very well, especially new things. I don't think other people like the way I look or act. There's no sense really studying more or trying my best because I'll probably get it wrong and won't succeed anyway." These are the surprisingly large numbers of individuals who have the most difficulty learning and advancing and who are problems to themselves and others. Successful people, in contrast, are those whose inner cassettes carry a message something like this: "I like myself. I can try new challenges and be successful. When things don't go well at first, I keep on trying or get more information to do it in a different way until it works out right." These are the individuals who present the fewest problems to anyone in society, in professional life, or in their schools or homes. These are the few, like you, who can and usually do learn the most and who can share and give the most to others from what they have learned. We all talk to ourselves in words, pictures, and emotions at several hundred words per minute. Every waking moment, we mold our self-esteem and our lives with thoughts about ourselves and our performances. Become aware of the silent conversations you hold with yourself. Even if you don't consciously realize it, you are constantly prejudging and judging your every action. Your self-talk is creating your self-image, and your self-image is governing your performance in every area of your life. Right now, think for a minute and honestly answer this question. What do you say when you talk to yourself? Are you negative, discouraging, downgrading, failure reinforcing, vague, and escape-oriented? Or are you positive, encouraging, uplifting, success reinforcing, specific, and goal-oriented? Are you unwittingly scripting a soap opera for your life? Or are you scripting and simulating an Oscar-winning epic movie for your life? You know, you're scripting your life every day by the words you say to yourself and the thoughts you think. Self-talk is very much like a commercial, good or bad. When played over and over again, it gets results. Businesses invest millions of dollars in commercials because when they're repeated over and over, they become your own thoughts at a subconscious level. You're not completely convinced? Well, do any of these words sound familiar to you? Double your pleasure, double your fun. Don't leave home without it. Special sauce, lettuce, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. More taste, less filling. Where's the beef? I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Fly the friendly skies. How do you spell relief? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper. Reach out and touch someone. You deserve a break today. I got a headache this big and it's got Excedrin written all over it. Etna, I'm glad I met you. And if those sound familiar, how about these? I'm so stupid. Just my luck. Stand by, things are going too well. Something bad's bound to happen. I have a lousy memory. I'm never on time. That's the breaks. Whoever said life was fair, I can't do anything right. Why me? No one understands me. No one appreciates me. Easy for you to say. I look terrible. I should have invested in real estate and stocks when I had the chance. I quit. I give up. I'm afraid the timing's not right. Nothing works out right for me. Someday I'll change when I have the money, when conditions change. So let me ask you something. If we are being programmed, conditioned, and seduced into buying, saying, and doing things that may be detrimental to our health, success, and well-being in every medium of human expression in today's society, isn't it about time we took a more active role? Better yet, isn't it about time we took control of our senses, our decisions, and our actions? What if you and I had access to a different kind of automatic lyric and script writing that we could channel into our own minds when and how we wanted? What if the messages we received were were upgrading, uplifting, and profitable to us? What if you and I gave at least equal time to the following kinds of positive messages? Today is my best day ever. I'd rather be me than anyone else in the world. Now's the best time to be alive. I believe I'm unique and special. I respect and appreciate my accomplishments and goals. My life is opening and expanding now. I give the best of me in everything. I keep the commitments I make. I can feel my body more healthy now. I am in control of my habits and my time. I'm gentle and giving to my loved ones. I am happy being me right now. I treat others the way I want them to treat me. I am reaching my financial goals. Quality and excellence are built-in values in my life. I'm a winner, and I build other winners too. All is well with me now. Sounds great, doesn't it? Almost too good to be true. But what if we could? And what if we also could be even more specific in terms of earning a certain amount of money, weighing a certain number of pounds, developing a special business, personal or athletic skill, or charting a successful career path? The truth is, we can and we do every day. We talk to ourselves constantly throughout our lives, except during certain portions of our sleeping cycle. This self-talk comes automatically. Most of our decisions are subconscious responses based upon our real or imaginary experiences, our successes and our failures, our fears or our desires. Every waking moment, we can feed our self-images positive thoughts about ourselves, our goals, and our performances. With the right technique and practice, we can learn to engage in this kind of self-talk so consistently and effortlessly that our self-images will in time be molded and modified to conform to new and higher standards of excellence. This is the process of simulation, which has been called Imagineering, a word coined to describe the art and science of putting the imagination to work to create new wonders, new successes, and still newer dreams to fulfill. Every human being is created with the capability of using the mechanism of the self-image to draft winning scripts and blueprints to achieve life's goals. Our imagineering ability, coupled with our spiritual dimension, is what separates us from every other living creature on the earth. It takes just as much effort to lead a good life or a bad life, depending upon how we choose to spend our thoughts and our actions. The capability of our minds to pre-play and replay winning, high-performance achievements, as if they were really happening, is the central theme of the Inner Winner program. Our self-images are constantly being adjusted downward or upward by our daily self-talk. Our self-talk before a performance, meeting, exam, sale, or event sets us up for failure or success. We use our self-talk to program our self-image to work for us or against us. The sole function of the self-image is to follow the instructions given to it, like an obedient computer reading its software diskette and responding automatically. Scientific research, supported by many documented case histories, has proven that our attitudes become, with practice, automatic, unconscious reflexes. Winners tell themselves over and over again, with words, concepts, and emotions, that they are winning important victories now. Since what the mind harbors, the body manifests, we usually become about as successful or unsuccessful as we plan to be and expect to be. Fortune is, for the most part, self-fulfilling. Our self-images develop through forecasting and the performance-based feedback that I have been calling self-talk. When we are positive, nurturing, and constructive in our self-talk, our self-image expands and grows to maturity. When we talk ourselves down, we suffer the consequences. Just as important as pre-playing success in our self-talk is how we respond to a good or bad performance. This can spell the difference between temporary success and a constant, permanent position as a winner. Many individuals literally talk themselves out of repeat wins by saying they were very lucky, by discounting their own performance, by attributing their win to external circumstances, and by feeling they didn't deserve to win, which signifies guilt caused by lower self-esteem, or by becoming so arrogant they fail to continue to practice enough to sustain the same high level of performance in the future. This is known as resting on laurels and getting knocked on one's rear. It is common in sports and throughout the business world. For example, I've observed many sales executives earn more money in a single month of brilliant performance than they did in the entire previous year. Then, not able to handle success above their self-image setting, they either take a vacation, stay in the office doing busy work, or misuse their time while in the field. The month following their record achievement is a disaster, but they breathe a sigh of relief because now they are operating more according to form. They are back in the old self-image rut. On the other hand, I've seen other sales executives who follow 1 month of brilliant performance by another and another. They use positive winning self-talk statements to reinforce their wins and continue to improve. They didn't write off 1 month of brilliance as a fluke or something they didn't really deserve. To be inner winners who materialize our wins in the external world as well, we need to use constructive forecasting and feedback in our self-talk every day. Winning instant pre-play and winning instant replay every day. There is nothing mystical or high-tech about positive self-talk. It sounds like this: I can, I will, I want to, next time I'll get it right. That's more like me. Now we're getting somewhere. I feel good about what happened. That's not like me. I can do better than that. We'll find a solution. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's go. I know we can do it. As you and I listen to inspirational and educational programs, as we read about and observe winning role models, our self-talk will become more sharply focused, crisp, and stimulating. The more we talk to ourselves in this new way, the more concrete and exciting our own desires and goals will become. As we improvise our self-talk and our goals, we field test our ideas in the real-life arena. We observe the impact of our actions and listen to the way others react to our performances. Along with this external feedback, we engage in more inner winner self-talk. Initially, our self-talk was forecasting. Now our self-talk is reinforcing. At this point, we deliberately decide to make that self-talk in response to our performances positive instead of negative, success reinforcing instead of failure reinforcing. As we choose to access our minds with positive self-talk, our psychological self-image, like a thermostat, automatically adjusts our course in the right direction. This inner winner system, which operates like a computer reading its diskette, or a thermostat reading its setting and making adjustments automatically, is one I have personally witnessed working throughout my life. I learned it firsthand as a Navy pilot. I've watched astronauts master the science of self-talk simulation to achieve the first ever moonwalk. I've interviewed POWs and hostages who have self-talked and visualized themselves into a condition of survival and emotional strength during years of suffering and solitary confinement, with nothing to do but think. Many of them improved their skills or learned new ones using only their imaginations. In most of my lectures and seminars, I talk about the POWs who typed on paper or mental keyboards and came back at 60 words a minute without an error the first time their fingers ever touched a real typewriter keyboard. After all, 5 years is a long time to practice. If you do it right in drill, you do it right in life. This is true in business, sales, sports, and can even give us an edge of faster recovery when we're confronting illness or other health challenges. In my work with Olympic and professional athletes, I've shaped, listened to, and reinforced the positive self-talk programs of runners, basketball and volleyball players, gymnasts, skiers, skaters, baseball players, football players, swimmers, surfers, and even American Cup winning sailors. They all have one thing in common. They practice uncommonly effective self-talk, which allows them to make winning a smooth, natural, enjoyable reflex action, instead of a pressure-filled, teeth-gnashing ordeal, where the also-rans choke under pressure by forcing and trying too hard. As the Inner Winner program becomes second nature to you As it becomes your daily traveling companion in your car or in that quiet place reserved for listening and relaxing, you'll understand how to think and perform on the cutting edge of human potential and achievement. Day by day, you'll be self-talking, visualizing, internalizing, and realizing your greatest goals. Your success is there, within you, hidden deep in the unlimited resources of your imagination. Just as ore is shaped into gold ingots, so is the gold mine, in your goal mind, shaped into priceless chains of positive habits. Self-talk is the key. If you will give it the chance, it will give you the change. And if it's good enough to help with the gold for Mary Lou, it's certainly worth considering for me and you. Need a 10? Got a 10. In all of human experience, nothing has such a profound emotional impact on our lives as music. Music moves us to tears. The theme from Rocky pumps us into a raucous cheering section in the movie theater aisles. A lullaby soothes the baby into sleep. Like an invisible magic wand, music drives us to dance, to fight, to make love, or it inspires our most sensitive spiritual feelings and calms our frustrated and troubled moments. According to a recent article appearing in Psychology Today, studies indicate that we get far more of a thrill from music than we do from sexual activity, which may come as a surprise to most people. Brain chemicals, such as the natural high morphine-like substances called endorphins, most likely are involved in our intense enjoyment of music. Most of us spend a part of each day altering our moods with music we choose to hear. Music to drive to work with, music to jog with, music for aerobic workouts, and music to relax with after work. In addition to the music we choose for ourselves, we also are subject to music programmed by others to manipulate our feelings and behavior. Heavy metal rock music fuses the crowd into a you and me against the world emotional pitch. Advertisers carefully select background music, which may be scarcely noticed, to increase selling power. A study conducted by researchers at Loyola University illustrated how slow music sells. A supermarket's receipts were 38.2% higher when slow, easy-listening music was played than with similar but fast music. When interviewed at the store's exit, 1/3 of the shoppers did not recall whether music had been playing at all, and 29% flatly denied its presence. Another study showed that shoppers stayed in the store longer and eventually made larger purchases when slow music was playing than when contemporary fast-beat radio music or no music was used. For more than half a century here in the United States, specially programmed music has been piped into public places in the interest of increasing productivity, purchases, and peace of mind. According to psychologist James Keenan of Fairfield University, who chairs Muzak's Board of Scientific Advisors, its special brand of background music is meant to be heard but not listened to. Muzak uses only instrumental music, programmed in 15-minute segments, with the selections arranged according to stimulation value. Apparently it works. Muzak's reported industrial impact includes a 13.5% increase in clerical performance in an office. There's a 17% productivity increase in a factory and a 53% reduction in staff turnover in an airline's reservation department. The notion that music can affect our minds and bodies was not born in America. For centuries, sea chanties and harvesting songs have eased boredom and the pains of labor. From ancient civilizations, from generation to generation, people throughout the world have used music to transform them into unusual states of consciousness. Perhaps the most significant positive type of mood music was created in Eastern Europe by 16th to 18th century composers such as Johann Sebastian Bach, Vivaldi, and Handel. Often called Baroque music, the slow or largo movements feature a very slow bass and a potent rhythm of 60 beats per minute, beating like a slow human pulse. As you listen, your body tends to listen too, and tends to mimic or follow the beat. Your body relaxes, and your mind becomes more alert and receptive without even trying. A story I often relate about this unusual phenomenon is about Bach the composer and Johann Goldberg, the harpsichordist, who were working in Leipzig, Germany in the 1700s. The Russian envoy, Count Kaiserling, had commissioned Bach to write some music for Goldberg to play on his harpsichord that could help the Count sleep. Something calm, yet bright, the Count had said. As Goldberg played this enchanting music, the Count found himself feeling relaxed and less tense. He had Goldberg moved into a room nearby, ready to come to his rescue and play this restorative music on request. So pleased with the curative effects of the music was Count Kaiserling that he rewarded Bach with a lavish gift of gold, and the composition itself is known to us today as the Goldberg Variations, in honor of the harpsichordist turned therapist. Music therapists here in the United States, now some 4,500 strong, traced their beginnings back to volunteer musicians who entertained and soothed the wounded servicemen of World War II in VA hospitals. In the 1950s, the VA, recognizing music's many positive effects, especially on mental patients, installed music therapy programs in some of its hospitals. In a recent pilot study, a private practitioner found that when patients heard sedative classical or popular music tapes in a hospital coronary care unit, their heart rates could be lowered. Blood pressure also responded in similar fashion when sedative music was used in the operating room. According to Raymond Barr, director of coronary care at St. Agnes Hospital in Baltimore, where the tapes have been used, music therapy ranks high on the list of modern-day management of critical care patients. The most significant scientific research in the field of music therapy has come from the Soviet Union, East and West Germany, and in particular from Bulgaria. In Bulgarian healthcare facilities, patients with heart problems or hypertension are treated with music that has a very slow, steady beat. Neurophysiological research, spearheaded in the Eastern Bloc countries and now being actively pursued in Canada and the United States, has confirmed that a specific type of music slows body rhythms and induces a mind-body link that helps open inner awareness. In addition to the therapeutic effect of relaxing and nurturing the body, this particular kind of music greatly enhances the receptivity of the mind to a condition where rapid memorization and almost total recall occur. One of the most amazing breakthroughs in the use of music to assist the mind in storing and retrieving data in large quantities and with near-perfect clarity has been the work of Dr. Georgy Lazanov, a prominent psychiatrist in Sofia, Bulgaria. I first met Dr. Lazanov in 1975 at an educational conference, and the results of that encounter have greatly influenced my understanding of the learning process. 7 years before I met Dr. Lazanov, two outstanding American researchers, Sheila Ostrander and Lynn Schroeder, had spent a great deal of time studying Lazanov's teaching methods in Bulgaria. They have documented their findings in one of their more recent best-selling books, Superlearning, published by Delta. If you haven't already, I strongly urge you to read this book and open up your awareness to its marvelous revelations about superlearning and supermemory. Much of the basis of this Inner Winter program comes from my own readings of Lazanov's books and the Superlearning book by Ostrander and Schroeder. Dr. Lazanov has developed a method of music-reinforced learning which has gained respect throughout the world. This innovative program reteaches the broader areas of the mind and brain by combining the techniques of relaxation, soft music, specific rhythms, verbal suggestions, and repeated listening. The results of Dr. Lazanov's experiments with accelerated learning have stunned educators in both the Eastern and Western Bloc countries. For example, his methods enabled first-grade students to learn as many as 500 new words of a foreign language in a single day. I personally previewed a film, which had been verified as authentic by the United Nations, showing first-graders in Bulgaria being taught complicated algebraic equations and calculus derivatives that would confound most college sophomores in the United States. And these were just average first-graders, most of them only 6 years old. In a typical language learning session, the young students relaxed as they listened to the stately music designed to slow body and mind rhythms. Over the music, they heard their teacher read new vocabulary phrases in a slow-paced, strict rhythm. The following day, the students were tested. It was incredible. They remembered almost everything, and they didn't have to be hypnotized to do it. They were fully alert and aware all the time. Monitoring equipment showed that during the music session, students' physical responses had patterns similar to certain kinds of yoga meditation said to renew the body. Brainwaves slowed to the alpha level, and some students even reported that their headaches had disappeared during the session. In a single session, they were taught 15 lessons from a French textbook covering 500 new words. The results were extraordinary. Virtually all the words had been retained, according to Dr. Lozanoff. If this sounds like something from Ripley's Believe It or Not, it shouldn't, says Lozanoff. He says we're conditioned to believe we can only learn so much so fast, that we believe we're bound to be sick, that we grow old at the same rate, that there are certain rigid limits to what we can do and achieve. We're all bombarded constantly from the day we're born with limiting suggestions. The first step, he says, is to get over these limitations in thinking. That way, we can learn faster and release our inner potential. I completely agree with Dr. Lozanoff on our negative conditioning, especially here in the United States. Bad news is reported on TV 20 times more than good news, according to the Media Analysis Project of George Washington University. After evaluating 85,000 words in hundreds of broadcasts over 100 days recently, the project found only 47 positive statements. Today we are overinformed about problems we can do little about, and we tend to identify with human tragedies instead of human potential and opportunities to change and grow. The ability of the human mind to store, retrieve, and create is limited only by our self-image. Our conditioning rules our role in the world. Animals live by instinct. Humans live by creative imaginations and spiritual consciousness, or become like animals. Dr. Lozanoff believes one of our problems is that we can't readily recall what we store away. The human mind remembers a colossal quantity of information, he says. The number of buttons on a suit, steps on a staircase, panes in a window, or footsteps to the bus stop. These stored but hidden perceptions show us the startling powers of the subconscious. He thinks that the brain, freed from distractions that hinder its functioning, resembles a sponge able to absorb knowledge and information of all kinds. When I think of Dr. Lozanoff's reference to the brain as a sponge, I can't help but think about children and young adults in society today. Think of what they're soaking up. The children I work with in my winter's seminars can repeat commercials verbatim, word for word, by the hundreds. Teenagers and young adults can spout the lyrics to pop artist songs, and they and their parents are amazed that they have almost total recall. The kids don't even remember learning the words at all. It's the rhythm and the beat they remember. What a revolutionary way to learn. Listen to the rhythm and the beat. Don't try to concentrate, and don't worry about paying attention, and learn thousands of words forever. You know, when I was a kid, I listened to adventure and mystery programs on the radio. I Love a Mystery, The Shadow, Inner Sanctum, Let's Pretend, even Sky King, with the voice of my mentor, Earl Nightingale. Although that was over 40 years ago, I can still repeat the opening theme lyrics for most of those old shows. During the past 30 years, I've raised 6 children. And when the kids were small, my favorite movie was the classic fantasy, The Wizard of Oz. If you promise not to tell anyone, I'll let you in on a secret. It's still my favorite movie of all times. In addition to seeing it several times as a youth, I made my kids sit through it at least twice. I never bought a record of the soundtrack. I've never seen the scripts, and I don't have a video cassette of the movie. But like a sponge, my own brain has soaked up that which it has been exposed to in spaced repetition. It's weird, isn't it? I got a PhD in human behavior, and my most complete recall of a project I didn't even intend to learn is of the lyrics to The Wizard of Oz. What's the bottom line to this little diversion? First, words listened to in a relaxed environment with a music background are easily memorized and stored. And second, if most of what we are storing can only be used in a game of Trivial Pursuit as a nostalgic escape, Why not use this same technique in the most important game of all, the game of life? And why not make the pursuit of excellence? Well, that's exactly what you and I are going to do with this Inner Winner Self-Talk to Music program. The difference between this program and some of the others that you may encounter is that both the music and the self-talk statements have been composed scientifically to really produce the desired results for you. Even the instruments used in the background music have been selected as a result of years of research in the field of music therapy and music-reinforced learning. Human hearts normally pulse at a rhythm of about 70 to 80 beats per minute. By some strange coincidence or intuition, most of our popular music is also paced at this 70 to 80 beats per minute tempo, which we call moderate tempo music. Our so-called fast music has higher than 70 to 80 beats per minute, and our so-called slow music has a lower rate than 70 to 80 beats per minute. As you listen to the Inner Winner music, notice the special rhythm and the beat. There is about 1 beat per second, or about 60 beats per minute in nearly all of our original musical selections. We've chosen a rhythm and beat very similar to the resting rate of the relaxed, normal, healthy adult. As you listen to the special music, you'll relax and become receptive to the self-talk messages we've created and recorded for you. The combination of the music, the rhythm, and the meter of the voice will help implant the words in your memory. You will, in time, begin to internalize what you listen to, effortlessly. Not only will the words be retained more easily, they will influence and modify images, feelings, and body functions stored at the subconscious level. You will not only memorize and recall the words will begin to transform and elevate your self-image. Before we begin the actual Inner Winner experience of self-talk to music, let's review the 5 scientific premises upon which the Inner Winner system has been based. Number 1, your brain and nervous system can't distinguish between a real experience and one that is vividly and repeatedly imagined. That's why commercials sell products. Your mind stores events, fears, and fantasies as real, regardless of their truth or validity. You can never erase what you've stored. It's all there. You can, however, record new information that can override what is already stored in your mind. That's the power of self-talk. Number 2, your self-image stored at the subconscious level of thinking controls your behavior and performance. Like a thermostat controls the temperature in a room, or a software disk controls the computer output, it is the self-governing mechanism of the mind. You can never outgrow the limits you set. You can only set new ones within which you must live. That's why it's so important to break your limit barrier, just like Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier. You fly right through it. Number 3, when the left hemisphere of your brain is quieted, the right hemisphere of your brain will hear messages that can transform the body. With the left side handling words and the right side handling music and sensory images, the two halves operate a kind of partnership. When the two complement each other in concert, the holistic result is greater than the sum of the two parts. Number 4, a special type of slow music with a certain rhythm has been proven to produce a state of reverie and relaxation that greatly accelerates and enhances memory. In other words, the special music puts you in the mood to remember what you hear. And here's a tip for you and your children in doing homework. If you listen to music while you do homework, make it slow mood music rather than lively pop or rock music. The slower music will enhance retention nearly tenfold. Number 5, you talk to yourself constantly, except during certain portions of your sleep. This self-talk comes automatically. You're seldom aware you're doing it. Since it flows constantly, it's important for you to script, edit, and control your own commentary and forecasts. The Inner Winner Self-Talk to Music system will work for you whether you are most interested in making good business decisions, becoming a more effective parent, learning one or more foreign languages, developing new technical or personal skills, improving your sports performance, coping with constant society bombardments of stressful change, or just becoming more positively aware and vitally alive. This program is offered to you to keep you in the top 5% of the informed human beings who recognize the untapped abundance to create and manage the future of your own choosing. Remember, many of the negative habits you've developed have had years of negative reinforcement. It is difficult to break bad habits, but easier to begin to replace the old bad habits with new profitable habits. The best way is to substitute new positive self-talk in your daily commentary. Also, remember, if you don't give yourself affirmative directions, your mind and body will continue to take directions from anywhere and everywhere. From fair-weather friends, from envious peers, from your own fears and doubts, and from the bombardments of bad news TV and newsprint headlines. For the inner winter self-talk to music to really work for you, it must be stated in the right way. As you listen to all the tapes in the program, you'll become aware of the correct high-performance way to really talk to yourself with all due respect. Most people are conditioned by their parents, peers, and the media to talk to themselves in the wrong way. The self-talk affirmations in this program will show you the right way to form good habits. What I want you to do is commit to me that you'll listen to the next 10 messages regularly, at least one message per day for at least a month. Try to give me 2 months if possible. Listening to one message each day will take you less than 30 minutes, so I'm asking for less than a half hour of your 24-hour day. When you've internalized the self-talk affirmations we've recorded for you, I strongly urge you to develop the habit of constructing and recording your own self-talk in your own voice, with special music in the background, and launch yourself into an exciting self-management program tailored to your own specific needs and goals. As you begin this marvelous journey into the inner space of your own mind, here are 10 self-talk tips that I want you to remember as guidelines to the best way to set up your own self-talk statements. Tip 1. Starting today, listen to what you're saying to yourself. Become aware of both your silent conversation and the way you talk about yourself and the world to others. Think before you speak, and try to construct affirmative self-talk statements in place of the negative ones. Tip 2. Use present tense self-talk as if you had already achieved the desired condition. Referring to the past or future is ineffective. Good examples are, I arrive early for appointments, and I like and respect myself. Tip 3. Always use personal pronouns and action modifiers. Use words such as I, me, and my. I enjoy excellent health. My world is opening and expanding. Tip 4. Concentrate on incremental or stair-stepping changes. Don't strive for perfection, just improvement. Tip 5. Self-talk should focus on the habit you want, not the habit to be broken. Your mind can't focus on the reverse of a dominant thought. Instead of saying, I need to quit smoking, for example, say, my lungs are free and clear now. There's a real example of this that took place in Boston. A department store wanted to remind shoppers not to shoplift during the Christmas holidays. Under the Christmas music piped throughout the store were the barely audible messages, don't steal. Shoplifters will be prosecuted. Well, the result was that shoplifting increased about 15% over the next few days. The message was then changed to be honest, pay the cashier. And for the remainder of the Christmas rush, shoplifting dropped dramatically. Always tell yourself and others what you want and expect, not what you don't want. Tip 6. Combine general with specific self-talk. General example, all is well with me now. And a specific one, I save 10% of my paycheck each month. Tip 7. Each statement should be about 6 to 10 words in length, which will give you about a 4-second verbal statement when recorded. Short statements are remembered most easily. Tip 8. Make your self-talk statements fit into about 15 minutes of music, repeating each statement 3 times. This has been proven to be the most effective pace. Tip 9. Relax and breathe deeply as you listen to the music and the self-talk. Visualize yourself with your goal already achieved. And tip 10. Pick a time and place to listen to the self-talk tapes where you will experience the most privacy and the fewest distractions. Just before sleep at night, early in the morning, or early evening are good times. As the days pass and you continue to listen to the self-talk to music, you will see two persons in the mirror. You will see both the person you are today and the person you are becoming. You will realize how you have been selling yourself short. You will understand that today's self-talk becomes tomorrow's realities. Your journey into inner space has begun. You now have the access code. Self-talk plus the magic in the music. All you have to do is relax and listen. The rest is automatic. Your inner winner system has just switched to autopilot and is locked on target. Being the best in life means always doing my best. Our Olympic athletes are taught to be all they can be. Doing my best for an Olympian means as much as being the best in the world. If I win the gold, great. If I finish well back in the pack, also great, as long as I give it all I have and can say I reached down deep for as much excellence as I have in me. Real winning is taking the talent or potential I was born with and have since developed, and using it fully toward a goal or purpose that makes me happy and at the same time serves other people. Happiness is the experience of living a life I feel is worthwhile and is the lifelong process of earning my own self-respect, as well as the respect of others. In an interview with reporters after being named the top American motion picture box office draw, actor Robert Redford reflected upon his career with these words: "My ambition was always to be the best, to reach the top. Doing that has got a lot to do with not being seduced by fame. I remind myself whenever I'm tempted to believe my own publicity that success is something you should spar with, but never embrace." I'm impressed by what Robert Redford told those reporters. Popularity and quality don't necessarily go hand in hand. It is much easier to attract a crowd than to earn the respect of a few. And from observing his very private personal life, it's obvious that Robert Redford is more interested in the inner winner than in the outer shouter approach to excellence. In his book and audio tape adaptation of The Sky's the Limit, Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about the difference between the external and internal approach to winning. If I must always defeat some kind of opponent to be a winner, I am using the external scale. Dyer prefers that we shoot for the goal of being a no-limit person, for whom winning is always an internal process. The first step is to discard the well-known win-lose attitude that neatly labels people as winners or losers because of how they come out in a specific competition. With self-esteem, I don't have to kick myself because an opponent is more skillful or perhaps luckier than I am on a given day. I don't have to judge myself for failing to meet every goal I've set, and I don't have to look to society's popularity contest to see how I match up as a human being. Building self-confidence and believing in myself is the vital first step to real lasting success. Every consistent winner first believes that he deserves to win, which fosters the motivation to learn and practice the skills to win. Self-confidence is built upon the reinforcing of past success and the visualizing and verbalizing of future success. To enhance my own self-esteem, I must concentrate on my past successes and my desired goals. I must view my past mistakes as learning experiences and growth food along my path to fulfillment. I must convert any vicious cycle of negative self-talk into a victor's circle of positive self-talk. Nearly all of us enter into most of our intimate and professional relationships expecting the other person to provide some kind of magic. And yet we need, as independent individuals, to be able to build and give our value to others, without always being dependent on their payoff or them filling our needs. I realize now that liking myself and feeling that I'm a valuable person in my own special way is not egotistical. People with high self-esteem are gracious and modest, while those who value themselves little need to make a loud statement or shroud themselves with arrogance or guilt. Although we are not born with equal physical and mental gifts, we are born with equal rights to feel the excitement and joy of believing we deserve the very best we can work for and give to life. Self-confidence is believing in my dream when that's all I have to hang on to. I like myself, and I'd rather be me than anyone else. This is the self-talk of a winner. We learn to like ourselves through practice. Growing up, many of us were cultivated like weeds. We played inferior roles to the adults and to the TV and motion picture and sports heroes around us, and we were often reminded of our shortcomings. But you and I are on the high road to achievement and excellence from now on. We've learned the keys to inner winner self-esteem. Only with internal values do I have anything of value to give to others. The most important opinion I have is the one I hold of myself. And the most important conversation I can have, outside of prayer, is the one I have with myself every waking moment of my life. The most powerful words I can say to myself are, "Yes, I can." Success comes in cans, while failure comes in cannots. Every human being who has made a worthwhile contribution to the world has done so because of the deep-down feeling, "Yes, I can." Today I realize that I'm as deserving of happiness as any other person. I was born to succeed and win, and I'm free to be the me I'd most like to be. I can dream great dreams. I can study and learn from positive role models. I can gain corrective feedback from my mistakes, and I can replay my successes in my mind. I can imagine myself as successful and making outstanding contributions in my profession, my community, and my family. I can set and get reachable goals. I can achieve my highest aims. Yes, I can. By listening to my own self-talk affirmations blended with special music, I can rewrite and implant my own self-confidence scripts, starting this very moment. I treat myself as my best friend. I treat myself as my best friend. I treat myself as my best friend. I am a VIP in my life. I am a VIP in my life. I am a VIP in my life. I value and honor myself. I value and honor myself. I value and honor myself. I say only constructive words to myself. I say only constructive words to myself. I say only constructive words to myself. I like who I am and enjoy being me. I like who I am and enjoy being me. I like who I am and enjoy being me. I treat myself with love and respect. I treat myself with love and respect. I treat myself with love and respect. I enjoy a winning relationship with myself. I enjoy a winning relationship with myself. I enjoy a winning relationship with myself. I am a great cheerleader to myself. I am a great cheerleader to myself. I am a great cheerleader to myself. I am independent and secure in my feelings. I am independent and secure in my feelings. I am independent and secure in my feelings. I find value in all areas of my life. I find value in all areas of my life. I find value in all areas of my life. I like the person I see in the mirror. I like the person I see in the mirror. I like the person I see in the mirror. I am a worthy person aside from my accomplishments. I am a worthy person aside from my accomplishments. I am a worthy person aside from my accomplishments. I am lovable and capable. I am lovable and capable. I am lovable and capable. I have good reasons to be proud of myself. I have good reasons to be proud of myself. I have good reasons to be proud of myself. I'd rather be me than anyone else. I'd rather be me than anyone else. I'd rather be me than anyone else. I deserve good things in my life. I deserve good things in my life. I deserve good things in my life. I deserve good results from my efforts. I deserve good results from my efforts. I deserve good results from my efforts. I have many positive qualities. I have many positive qualities. I have many positive qualities. I have many talents and abilities. I have many talents and abilities. I have many talents and abilities. I like life and I'm glad I'm alive. I like life and I'm glad I'm alive. I like life and I'm glad I'm alive. I'm a very intelligent person. I'm a very intelligent person. I'm a very intelligent person. I have a winning personality. I have a winning personality. I have a winning personality. I am fun, friendly, and secure. I am fun, friendly, and secure. I am fun, friendly, and secure. I give recognition and encouragement to myself. I give recognition and encouragement to myself. I give recognition and encouragement to myself. I enjoy smiling, and I smile a lot. I enjoy smiling, and I smile a lot. I enjoy smiling, and I smile a lot. I radiate positive, enthusiastic energy. I radiate positive, enthusiastic energy. I radiate positive, enthusiastic energy. I am a joyous person. I am a joyous person. I am a joyous person. I do those things which are of great value to me. I do those things which are of great value to me. I do those things which are of great value to me. I am a courageous, can-do person. I am a courageous, can-do person. I am a courageous, can-do person. I live my life in balance and harmony. I live my life in balance and harmony. I live my life in balance and harmony. I find value in my life and all things in it. I find value in my life and all things in it. I find value in my life and all things in it. I have many rich, rewarding relationships. I have many rich, rewarding relationships. I have many rich, rewarding relationships. I like the work I do, and I'm good at it. I like the work I do, and I'm good at it. I like the work I do, and I'm good at it. I radiate a healthy sense of self-esteem. I radiate a healthy sense of self-esteem. I radiate a healthy sense of self-esteem. I look people in the eyes when we talk. I look people in the eyes when we talk. I look people in the eyes when we talk. My self-worth is linked to my inner values. My self-worth is linked to my inner values. My self-worth is linked to my inner values. I accept myself just the way I am. I accept myself just the way I am. I accept myself just the way I am. I accept compliments and value paid by saying thank you. I accept compliments and value paid by saying thank you. I accept compliments and value paid by saying thank you. I am a good, worthwhile human being. I am a good, worthwhile human being. I am a good, worthwhile human being. Life is richly rewarding to me. Life is richly rewarding to me. Life is richly rewarding to me. I take good care of myself. I take good care of myself. I take good care of myself. I have a great deal of respect for myself. I have a great deal of respect for myself. I have a great deal of respect for myself. I experience daily joy in my life. I experience daily joy in my life. I experience daily joy in my life. I view criticism as constructive feedback. I view criticism as constructive feedback. I view criticism as constructive feedback. My life is positive and fulfilling. My life is positive and fulfilling. My life is positive and fulfilling. I am associated with quality and integrity. I am associated with quality and integrity. I am associated with quality and integrity.